Right now it's 6. It's an alert day when some spots could see severe thunderstorms. And the picture for the 2026 governor race getting a little clearer. Who's in the race and who's out?
Watching WKDT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off today. We start tonight with weather. Potentially severe storms are moving across parts of the northern plains, but when could we see them in our area? Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart to time it out.
Yeah, overall, not going to see much this evening. That's the good news for any activities out there. It will be muggy out there, but we're not expecting to see the storms really till after midnight if they can hold together, and that's always the caveat with overnight activity. If it can hold together, that'll be midnight, probably closer to 3 to 6 a.m. Damaging winds is the main threat. We typically see that in going into end of July or August. If it slows down, maybe flash flooding, but right now that seems to be less of the risk. There's your outline of the severe risk. It's likely as you go farther west and you see it drops off because there's a little bit more uncertainty if it can hold together coming through overnight, but definitely is the possibility there. Overall this evening, as I mentioned, nothing going on really right now. We're going to have heat and seas a little bit higher in the 90s, but coming back to the 80s, so it's going to be muggy overnight, but we're not expecting much in the way of precipitation until we get later after 10 p.m., and that's a very similar story for La Crosse, too. The precipitation will be holding off well until past 10 p.m. We'll still be back at 81, so it will be a muggy evening. Overall, high temperatures were a little bit down than what we thought just because that cold front kind of came through with that overnight activity, kept their temperatures around upper 80s to near 90s, so the heat and sea wasn't as bad, but still fairly warm. There's all your activity with the front now pushing up as a warm front and all the Dakota stuff out to the west. That is what eventually will get here. It will be fairly muggy and mild overnight. Later on, we're going to time out those storms more to expect when they will end and what the temperatures look like going forward, which is going to be a pretty big temperature change coming up for the second half of this week that may extend all the way into the weekend. So we'll explain all the details a bit later.
Yep, quite a drop we have ahead.
Yes,
Thank you, Greg. And a reminder, you can track weather with the First Warn weather app. You can find it at the App Store or on Google Play. Developing now, Wisconsin's first case of West Nile. According to the Department of Health, the reported human case is in Barron County. The virus is spread to humans, birds, and other animals through an infected mosquito. Since 2001, an average of 18 cases of West Nile pop up in Wisconsin each year. In La Crosse, the battle over those historic bubblers is headed to City Council. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit is live to explain. Allison.
These bubblers have been turned off for the year because they are not ADA compliant. It's causing debate across the city as council members discuss what's next.
Western Wisconsin is seeing a stretch of high heat, and a lack of working water fountains in La Crosse is causing concern.
When we have this extreme heat, whether it is somebody walking a dog or somebody jogging or whatever, it's just nice to have.
The bubblers have been shut down because they aren't ADA compliant. 2 resolutions addressing the problem will be considered in the next few weeks. The first would install ADA-compliant drinking fountains across the city. The second would delay any removal of the historic green bubblers. Council members Chris Kalo and Podesky are behind the resolution.
We just want to make sure we have a year to talk about this. The long term, I would like to see, even if we put in new bubblers next to them that are ADA compliant, leave the old ones with a plaque in the ground explaining the history of the bubblers in the state of Wisconsin and the city.
In a statement, the city's engineering department said there's no plan to remove the bubblers, but added, quote, they will just remain off indefinitely as that is the only way to have ADA compliance. But Podesky thinks it's better to offer the water than not.
Unless somebody threatens to sue us, in my opinion, let's get them up and running and cool people off.
The resolutions will be considered at next week Tuesday's J&A committee. Reporting in La Crosse, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Allison. In our News 8 poll, we asked, should the green bubblers stay on even though they're not ADA compliant? 87% said yes and 10% said no. Now to the race for Wisconsin's next governor, and 2 big names revealing they're not interested. News 8 Now's Grace Monk is in the newsroom with the story. Grace.
Former Governor Scott Walker and Secretary of State Sarah Godlewski say they won't run for governor. But with this being the first open race since 2010, Wisconsinites can expect to see some other big names enter. So far, 3 candidates are running, Republicans Josh Schoeman and Bill Berrien and Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez. A top Republican contender, Representative Tom Tiffany, recently teased a run. As for Democrats, Attorney General Josh Kaul, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson, and State Senator Kelda Royce could enter the race. A political expert from UWL says Wisconsinites can expect to see more candidates enter in the coming months.
An open seat election is a golden opportunity for candidates on either side of the aisle to make their run for the office, because with no incumbent in the election, it means that the candidate field is wide open.
Chergosky says the race could also see large financial endorsements similar to Elon Musk pouring millions into Wisconsin's Supreme Court election. The primary election will take place in August 2026. Reporting in the newsroom, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Grace. A memorial fund has been set up for Elliot Hines and her family. You can donate in person at any Community First Credit Union branch or mail donations to N1230 County Road, CB, in Greenville, Wisconsin. Hines vanished last Sunday, sparking a 3-day search. Her body was found 7 miles downriver near Brownsville, Minnesota. Police say there's no evidence of criminal conduct in her death. The La Crosse man accused of hiding a corpse and found not competent will now stand trial. 56-year-old John Stumlin is accused of killing a 68-year-old man. Stumlin has been in a Madison mental institution since last September. His bond is set at $1 million. And a heads up for drivers: if you're traveling on Rose Street, expect to see a police presence. Police are conducting a speed enforcement detail. It's on Rose Street between Clinton and Palace Street. And George Street in La Crosse is closed between Clinton and Logan for sewer repair work. Northbound traffic should use Ranger Drive. Southbound traffic should use Gillette Rose in Clinton. The construction is expected to last until Friday. The Dick Hackett Open is hosting its 29th annual outing. The outing is in memory of former athletic director Dick Hackett. Today, nearly 100 golfers joined to honor Hackett and raise money for Central High School athletics.
With the money we raise today, we'll give out scholarships for our student athletes in the spring once they graduate. We also have been helping out with providing equipment, supplies for athletic teams at Central High School.
The Coaches Association hopes to raise $4,000 to $5,000 to cover their scholarships. Buxton says the scholarships not only keep graduates out of debt, but also celebrate the time they spent as Riverhawk athletes. The River City Water Ski Team is teaching people how to ski. Today's event was held in collaboration with the North American Squirrel Association. It was offered to both kids and their parents.
A lot of times the learning part of skiing, a lot of people have boats and just can't seem to get their kids or get themselves up on skis. So I think that, people enjoy having people that are trained to teach. We have very good skiers and instructors that are able to teach, and we have good boat drivers.
Sounds like fun. Officials say more people are taking to the water before families get ready to go back to school. And we're just a week away from National Night Out, and the La Crescent Police Department is hiding a special medallion. The medallion is hidden on public property within city limits and won't be underground. It'll stay hidden until next Tuesday.
We've been doing the medallion hunt. I'll give Lisa Olson credit for that one we started implementing that about 9 years ago. Hiding the medallion around town. Usually do that the week prior to get everybody all amped up for National Night Out.
And today's clue is, quote, read all of the rules before you partake. It's important to review. Don't make a mistake. LCPD celebrates its 19th National Night Out. Have fun with your buddies as you look about. Still to come, you're not the only one feeling the heat. How you can protect your furry friends during the dog days of summer.
Start your summer with better sleep during Ashley's Summer Savings Event with Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at just $250. Plus, pay no interest for 5 years on top bedding brands starting at only $38 a month. Better sleep starts at Ashley.
Big names, big energy, one unforgettable weekend. Ashley for the Arts returns August 7th through the 9th in Arcadia, featuring Brad Paisley, ZZ Top, Darius Rucker, Third Eye Blind, and more. From live music and family fun to fireworks and interactive art, all for $55. It's not just a festival, it's an experience. Get your tickets now at ashleyforthearts.com.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's the summer sales event. Great time to buy. Nice weekend, Hank?
Spectacular. Took the family camping, courtesy of Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. Morgan?
Baseball tournament. Mike Sports at the Holing Field.
How about you two?
Mud bath.
Get 0 down, 0% financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on Bronco. Or lease Bronco for $499 a month with 0 down. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Head to Menards and get everything you need, plus an 11% rebate. Deck out your dorm room with deals on convenient and stylish essentials. Add warmth and comfort underfoot with a Bound Accent rug. This organizer is the perfect solution for simple yet stylish storage. Whether for work or play, this gaming desk has what you need to organize all your tech gear. Hurry in while supplies last and get an 11% rebate on everything.
Save big money at Menards.
Create your ultimate summer escape at Ashley's Summer Savings Event with Hot Buys for every room starting at just $199. Plus, save up to 25% off your entire purchase, in-store only. Only at Ashley.
Well, exercising in intense heat can be dangerous for you and your pets. News 8 Now's Seth Padilla asked an expert how you can make sure they stay safe.
With temperatures reaching upwards of 100 degrees, it's important for owners to know how to exercise their pets responsibly. And with that comes recognizing the signs of when a dog is uncomfortable in the heat. WKBT met with an owner of a local dog walking business to discuss the early warning signs on a walk.
They might pick up one paw, put it down, pick up another paw, their back paws too, trying to get them off of the hot cement. If we were walking along and she just stopped like on the cool ground and just laid down there and didn't want to keep going, if they start slowing down or if they start stopping and wanting to sit and take more breaks.
And now that we talked a little bit about what it looks like when your dog is getting too hot on a walk, let's talk about what happens when they actually get heat exhaustion.
Heat exhaustion is the next step in overheating with dogs after the initial phase of heat stress. Heat stress is increased thirst and panting. After that comes heat exhaustion. Now that is still dangerous, and if left unchecked, heat exhaustion could turn into heat stroke.
Less than 10 to 15 minutes, they can definitely get into trouble, hard to recover from. Seizures are one of the big things that happen when they get too far down the spectrum of the heat exhaustion stroke pathway.
If owners want more information on how warning signs for dogs in the heat present themselves, visit the American Kennel Club website. In La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Seth. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Yeah, we got storms coming tonight. Could be strong, severe, probably later the night. We'll time out the storms, then show you what, more importantly, the temperatures look like for Tuesday, Wednesday, and beyond. We'll break it all down coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Get 0% APR plus $4,000 purchase allowance on select Sierra 1500 models when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face, when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
We see you out there making the most of every moment.
Happy birthday, buddy.
One big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like these Clorox wipes, $4.99 for rewards members. 1-pound bags of Dots pretzels, $5.99. And select name brand tires, rewards members can buy 3, get 1 free, and get an extra $20 instant savings. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
You don't know how much pressure you put on your septic system, but Rid-X does. In a 21-month study, scientists proved that Rid-X reduces up to 20% of waste buildup every month. Take the pressure off with Rid-X.
In 1969, Taco John's combined Western traditions with Mexican flavors and created West Mex. More than 50 years later, it still tastes like a good idea. A West Mex legend has returned. The Taco Burger is back at Taco John's.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in. Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here? No. And you get the latest phones.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Yeah, we definitely have the storms coming tonight. The good news for today was it wasn't quite as bad as what we originally thought, given that all the overnight activity kind of pushed this front, which is now a warm front, kind of as a cold front further south. So we were more in the 90 to 95 heat and sea value instead of over 100 too. So that was the good news. Unfortunately, this is moving north back, so more humidity is coming back for tonight. And all the complexes starting to develop over in the Dakotas right now. Eventually that will form at least one or several complexes that'll push eastward throughout the nighttime, and that's where the severe risk is. You can see the dew points really surge back up north, mid 70s, even upper 70s. We were just a little bit cooler given that front came down, so the dew point came down into the 60s a little bit. That kept the heat and sea a little bit more manageable today instead of over 100. You see, not much way going on this evening. Really, it's going to be fairly quiet overall. The cloud cover doesn't really start increasing until we get past 9 p.m., 10 p.m. If a little bit further north you go, it's probably a better opportunity. Here comes that complex right now. You can see over time, this is going to change, but we're going to see it. Basically, a line begins to push east, and you can see it comes through the area, probably approaches western areas if it holds together by about 2 a.m. Further north you go, it breaks up a little bit, so less opportunity for severe weather as you go further north, likely as this comes through. La Crosse and southward looks to be about 3 to 3:30. It'll come through, pushing east, and then swings through the area and barely falls apart there afterwards. Basically, for eastern areas towards I-94, you may just see showers or maybe a thunderstorm in the morning hours, may linger through the morning commute, but all in all, the severe risk really drops off quickly. So the challenge is exactly where that line forms, where it weakens and then falls apart. And right now, it looks to be right along the river is where it really drops off quickly. And with that line signature that I showed you, it's damaging winds would be the main threat with that coming through. Now, as we kind of time out the rest of the day, we'll go back to the alert day, and that's why I mentioned the time frame is about till 6, and right now it looks like probably maybe even 5 would be the threat too. For the rest of Tuesday, we're going to see some off and on cloud cover, but really overall not too bad of a Tuesday with less cooler conditions and less humidity. Now there's an opportunity for maybe a little bit of shower activity south of I-90 where that front will be kind of sitting in the afternoon or evening. I think generally most areas will stay dry tomorrow, and then there's more opportunity for showers coming back probably Tuesday night into Wednesday as this boundary sits there just to our south. Now, I mentioned the severe risk. There's that severe risk for tonight, but here's the showers and thunderstorms going on for Tuesday night and Wednesday. You'll see activity developing further south because that's where the boundary is. It'll come across, and it may provide enough instability to give us a few showers going Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Looks like mainly south of I-90 could see some of that activity. Will be fairly light and not too much in the way of activity expected. Further north you go, all in all, Wednesday should be fairly nice. The good news with all this pattern is it's starting to cool us down too, and the humidity levels start to drop. For tomorrow's highs, pretty seasonable conditions overall for temperatures. Humidity will start coming down a little bit. As we go into Wednesday, even cooler with more actually sunshine as you go further north, more clouds, maybe a shower further south, but all in all, we're going to be more into the 70s, more pleasant humidity levels. And then beyond Wednesday, potentially going all the way through the weekend, we may see below average temperatures right now. Give you a taste of what it could be like. There's Thursday, plenty of sunshine, mid 70s. Basically, that's high temperatures for mid-September. And that's really going to be what we're going to look like through the rest of the period. Is mid 70s, upper 70s, maybe a few 80s out there, but our average is about 83, 84 by the time we get to the beginning of next week. So it'll be until then that we see even average type temperatures. And the bigger story also is dry conditions too. And look at those overnight lows, too. Very comfortable.
Yeah, nice.
50s, maybe some even cooler upper 40s occasionally, but still it's going to be much more better sleeping conditions at night, too.
It looks like a good week for fire pit weather, too.
It's gonna be
You're going
nice.
to have to get yours sparked up. All right, thank you. Coming up next in sports, local legends on the Hardwood return for camp. Sights and sounds of day one of the Davis Brothers camp, plus an appearance by a former Wisconsin Miss Basketball. Jacob is next.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Hiring the wrong personal injury attorney can cost you a lot. Researching personal injury attorneys costs you nothing. We're confident that your research will lead you to buy Goff & Rohde. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on this Silverado, plus $1,000 cash allowance. That's over $7,000 total value, plus $5,250 total cash allowance for current Chevy owners.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Dutch Boy. It's only paint. It's only paint that goes on easy with a super smooth finish. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only durable, dependable, change your life Dutch Boy paint.
Are you looking for a bank that puts you first? Welcome to Cooley Bank. We're rooted in the community with decisions made locally and relationships that last. Switch today to earn 3.71% APY in a Cooley Bank high yield money market account. Visit Cooley Bank or the website for details. Member FDIC.
For 50 years, Buy Goff & Rohde has been representing people, not insurance companies. Judges respect us. Other lawyers recommend us, and we've earned our awards. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, for the fifth year in a row, a couple of lacrosse standouts are back in the Cooley region for their annual Davis Brothers basketball camp. Former Badgers and Riverhawks, Johnny and Jordan Davis, took over the Central High School gym, and for the second year in a row, they were joined by a former Aquinas star guard, Lexi Donarski, during the girls' session today. The three-day camp helps area kids learn about different basketball skills before putting them to use during more competitive scrimmage sessions. Both brothers say the last 5 years have flown by, but giving back and teaching the kids important skills is something that will never get old.
Basketball, if you're serious about it, you want to just come here and have the work ethic to, be the player you want to be in this life. Like for me, I've obviously played a lot of games, and I wouldn't be where I am right now without the work ethic I had. So that's what I try to teach these kids.
It reminds me of me a little bit. There was a lot of guys I looked up to when I was their age. So for us to be able to come in here and, kind of inspire them and show them that we're all regular people just like them, I feel like it's pretty cool.
Meanwhile, women's basketball has really picked up momentum over the last few years, and Lexi Donarski got to experience that firsthand while at Iowa State and then North Carolina. A lot of the girls at the camp look up to her, and one girl was even wearing a Donarski North Carolina shirt. Donarski didn't hear her name called during the WNBA draft, but her pro career is getting ready to take off as she's set to play overseas.
It's always been a goal of mine to be a professional basketball player, and when season ended, I knew that I was not ready to be done yet, so signed with an agent. I signed a contract to play in Budapest, and I leave in just a couple weeks to go over there. It definitely was a goal of mine to be drafted, but going forward, I know what steps I need to take, and I know what I need to get better at to still have that opportunity, so I wouldn't say it's like a done deal forever yet, but I need to prove myself at the professional level to continue to have chances.
And as mentioned, Donarski will begin her professional career in Budapest in the Hungary A division. And in about 15 minutes, another massive series between the Brewers and the Cubs. The two teams entering the night tied atop the Central. A couple of the best pitchers in the National League doing battle. Matthew Boyd and Jacob Mizorowski. And some reports saying the Brewers traded for catcher Danny Jansen, that's his name, from the Rays. So not a huge trade, but he's a guy that could make an impact, especially if William Contreras goes to the injured list. So that's a note for that. But over the weekend, we were playing over at the Miracle League with the YMCA in Onalaska. Good times. Emily had a nice hit as well. And,
I did. Oh, thank you for saying that. Yeah, it was a hot and sunny day, but the kids came out in good spirits, and they were at it.
Yeah, they were running around fast, hitting the ball hard, so it was a lot of fun.
Lots of fun.
But good times.
Yeah, very much.
Check out her Facebook page to see the pictures.
Hell yeah, thanks for doing that. Yeah. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Miss a story? See it again or watch us live on YouTube at WKBT News 8 Now.
Like a lot of things, people come in all different sizes. That's why Slumberland invented the Any Size One Low Price Mattress Sale. Right now, for our anniversary, no matter what size mattress you want, twin, full, queen, or king, you pay just one low price. Get this memory foam for just $99. Any size, just $99. Want it thicker? Any size, just $169. Even thicker? Any size, just $199. Any size, one low price mattress sale. Only at Slumberland.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger. You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's the summer sales event. Great time to buy. Nice weekend, Hank?
Spectacular. Took the family camping, courtesy of Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. Morgan?
Baseball tournament. My sports at the Homeland Field.
How about you two?
Mud bath.
Get 0 down, 0% financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on Bronco. Or lease Bronco for $499 a month with 0 down. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Okay, we have an alert day after midnight. A line of storms could come through the area, possibly severe. The threat would be probably damaging winds. It seems to be speeding up, so I don't think flash flooding is much. There's the line potentially just after midnight as it has kind of a bow shape to it. Right now, the threat seems to be inching more towards south of I-94, but that could change. Overall timing looks to be about 3 for La Crosse, maybe 3 for Eau Claire. And by the time we get to 5, a lot of the activity should be pushed east. As you see, it falls apart pretty quickly. Other than that, great weather ahead after Wednesday. Really nice stretch of weather. Really can't beat it.
Well,
Cannot beat that.
No, and the rainy night tonight will make for some good sleeping weather. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. We'll see you at 10.